How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Let's Play Darksiders. Last time we beat Tiamat atop the Twilight Cathedral and we ripped out her still beating heart. Now we have to go and deliver that heart back to Samael, but we need Vulgrim's help in order to get back there. So before we head back, I think I'll pick up the whirlwind combo. Somebody said this was pretty good. I don't think I've used it too much in my previous playthroughs. We could do some shopping. And you know what? I had money left over, so I'll pick up that 180 Orbit Slash. What it is, you flick the stick behind you while you're doing a combo, and you just kind of pivot on your heels and start slashing in the other direction. It's kind of handy to have. These are the serpent holes that Vulgrim taught us about last time at the end of the episode. They're kind of extra-dimensional roads that act as your method of fast travel between all of Vulgrim's locations that you encounter along the map. So we have this really nifty kind of procedural bastion effect where the ground in some spots forms up beneath your feet, or as you approach it, these cool glowing runes on the ground on the spots. It's this nice, pretty ethereal plane. That's a real cool change of pace from some of the other environments we get to in here. I gotta say, I had fonder memories of the environments in Darksiders 1, but really, I think a lot of my nostalgia was for Darksiders 2. I suppose it's kind of hard to have nostalgia for something that young, but still. I remember Darksiders 2's environments a lot more fondly. They're a bit more whimsical and fantastical than kind of broken down streets, although we're coming up to a pretty cool place pretty soon once we do some errands here. I'm heading back for a couple of things we missed, partially because this is the fastest way back to Samael, since I apparently didn't get the Vulgrim location to fast travel to when I was there last time, so that's not available to me. But partially because I missed a couple things like that heart piece here in the library that's real obvious. I somehow just didn't find, just forgot about. And there's one other thing, but that's near the Vulgrim location in the Scalding Gallows, which I'll pick up momentarily after we're done meeting with Samael. Luckily, it's not that far of a trek from that previous Vulgrim location, that Serpent Hole, to the Scalding Gallow and Samael's throne. So I think the Vulgrim location is like directly behind this throne across a chasm, so we'll talk to Samael real quick. Then we can go and run those few little errands before moving on to the next area.
I trust that she suffered.
Not nearly enough.
Beautiful. The second guardian, the Griever, moves in tunnels beneath this place. But first there is an obstacle that must be removed. Ulthane, one of the old ones.
You didn't mention that before.
Changing the deal already, Samael.
Be silent, filth. My business is with the horsemen. Ulthane is no ally of the Destroyer, but you won't find the Griever without confronting the Black Hammer. And that will require strength you don't possess. Yet.
What the hell do you think you're doing, Samael?
Tell him, Watcher, how you stifle the horseman's true power in order to keep him on the Council's leash. War. Destroy this parasite.
You so much as blink at me, and the Council will end you, both of you. I'm protected.
Not in here. You are War, rider of the Red Horse. Not some puppet on this pathetic creature's strings.
War, I will make you suffer.
Focus your anger. A great rage stirs within you, clawing to get out. You must release it, or a puppet you remain. The horseman is broken, but there is still much power in him. For a moment I saw one who would stand alone against the destroyer's army.
I love pretty much everything about Samael. You're cool, Samael. Don't leave. Oh, but you leave in a cool way, even. Samael teaches us how to go back into our chaos form, that big demon form from the tutorial. Before we leave Samael's throne, though, let's leap off. Sometimes this is tricky to do. What the hell did I land on? Terrain deformation just occurred in midair. This is a little bit of a tricky leap to make. You want to jump off of a particular part of the western edge of Samael's throne, and then start gliding onto that cliff. You can't cancel your glide and then start a new one. Like, once you stop gliding, you're stuck falling. You can't feather it like you can with a lot of games. So I have to fall for a little bit, line myself up, glide over to the edge. Your glide also doesn't last indefinitely. It seems like it's about 5 seconds that you can glide before you start falling again. There's an abyssal armor piece hidden right under Samael's throne, and there's a convenient blue orb there to pop you right back up to the Scalding Gallows. And now we're ready to move on, just about. Before I forget, I should get the Vulgrim waypoint over here so I can use the serpent holes to travel back here as needed, because this is our central hub. We're going to be returning here often. I could have sworn that I found Vulgrim here, but guess not. New Vulgrim location added to the map. And there should be demonic growth right here, which leads us up to a Wrath Shard that I completely missed. So we now have 2/4 of a whole Wrathcore, which will extend our Wrath Bar by 1 pip. And we're ready to get on out of here. Samael in that cutscene tasked us with finding Ulthane, the Black Hammer, in the Drowned Pass so that we could pass into the second dungeon, the Hollows, where we can confront Griever and take his heart to return back to Samael once again. Shit, I'm gonna have to deal with these guys. Why are you guys in my way? At least I could show off the whirlwind attack. Yeah, it's a delayed input combo. Like Death Coil and Devil May Cry or any of those other delayed input combos. You tap, hold on for a second, just pause, and tap the button again, instead of just mashing it out. So now that we have the crossblade we can imbue with fire, we can blow that bomb up, that gets rid of the crystal barrier, and we suddenly have access to a brand new location. The sewers always kind of act as a conduit to the next area. And now we've seen this guy before, but now he's palette swapped blue. Ah, shit. I'm forgetting my lessons here. Forgetting what I learned about fighting these guys. Come on, I should be able to take him out pretty quick, though. Just rushing down. Maybe not. Oh, no. I forget if the laugh... No, it doesn't. I thought the laugh meant he was telegraphing an explosion. Bam. The blue ones are a little bit more durable than the orange flamed ones. Holy shit, what was that? What? What did I get caught up in? I'm not used to seeing them use that attack. Oh, okay. They're more dangerous than I thought. Oop, let's end that. Need to handle business real quick. Yeah, the sewers always seem to act as a conduit to the next area. So it tends to go, like, the flow of the overall loop tends to be Scalding Gallows, sewer passageway, prelude area, dungeon. It started off Scalding Gallows, sewers, Choking Grounds, Twilight Cathedral. Here, we're gonna go from this conduit to the Drowned Pass, and then into the second dungeon, the Hollows. So we have a nice, tight gameplay loop. And Which way am I? Okay, this way. So you can kind of glide from the edge of the blade to the edge of the blade, but we need to get this fan spinning so we can get to one of the doors. And just one oh no, two. He has a buddy. They're using the buddy system to guard this one lever. All of the animations flow into the execution so well. I really enjoy that. Especially the whirlwind combo. Again, I'm not used to using that one, but it turns out that's actually pretty nice. It's a good wide area of effect. Now, which is the door that, this is the one I came from, so it's the next door. Alright, and whoa, momentum. These guys wearing different clothes? No, I think so. I don't think so, I mean... Can't tell if they're wearing pants now. They look like they're dressed a little bit differently. I know there are different variations of this enemy later on. Oh, let's keep this going. 39, 40... 43. Not bad. I don't think there's like a God of War-esque achievement for a super high combo counter. Alright, I think I'm gonna skip this enemy because there is no real need to fight him. And that'll just be a waste of time. They can't catch up with me. Bam. Yeah, now this is a change of environment. I bet I could kill that. Yeah! Take that, crow. Alright, I probably should deal with these guys. And, blue fatty, maybe. Oh, I thought he just leapt to his death. Let's help him out with that. Yeah. He hits the water like it's concrete. Yeah, I think I want some redemption. That last blue fatty fight went poorly. So, I can afford to use a little bit of wrath. I don't want to use all of it yet, though. Yeah, I should have been used the charge up crossblade against the last one. Seems to lock him down. Oh, hey. Maybe it's just their attacks that are armored. Let's see, I see a chime, so that means there is probably a Vulgrim location around. Or was that, a hookshot point? I don't remember if there's a Vulgrim location around here. We'll do some exploring and figure that out. Because there's a lot of hidden stuff around here. Yeah, here's one of the ones that's dressed a bit differently. He looks kind of important. Although, I don't think he's any different from the others. Maybe he does a little bit more damage. Maybe he takes a little bit more to kill. Didn't seem like it, though. Hey, another crow. Get back here. You're mine. And they give you health. So nice of them. That's not the way I want to go yet. The way is over there towards... We could see another... one of those big stone ancients like we found in the choking grounds and like the ones we saw in the beginning. We're gonna swim over to him before we do any exploring of the Drowned Pass.
Forgive me, friend. I would grant you passage were it within my power. Do for me what you have done for my brethren, and I will hinder you no more.
There must be another way.
The curse must be broken. Then you may pass.
Find where these shadow lurkers hide and kill them all. It can't be that hard to find.
Yay, we get to do this again. This is the same thing that we did in the Choking Grounds. We get the Mask of Shadows, or whatever it's called, from the Ancient's big stanky orange breath. And we gotta hunt down some shadow lurkers by running all over the place to find these glowing orange geysers. Fuck. Some of the ones in the Drowned Pass are profoundly unfun. Some of them are pretty painless. We'll see which ones are which soon. Counter killer. Okay, this one's pretty easy. This one's no sweat at all. It's not that the ones that are not fun, it's not that they're hard, it's that they're very long, so we could soften them up, and we'll just wait for him to attack. Oh, that was way too early. This is good. I actually needed this practice a little bit. I could actually use practice with the parry. Look at this being handy and useful and shit. Alright, let's see if I can get both of them at once. I can do it! Yeah! 2 for 1 special. This is nice, because it only requires 5. This is nice. It's not like one of the ones coming up where you have to go for like 5 minutes. Yeah, just like that. 1 and done, or 5 and done, and it's over, no problem. And you get a pretty hefty reward out of it. So that one's no problem, you get some health and wrath. Which is nice, because I used a bar of wrath earlier, and I did lose some health. So even though the trials aren't that threatening, if you wasted some of your resources leading up to this point, it's a nice way to replenish that stuff. What does kind of bug me about the mask is it puts this sickly orange filter over everything, which is kind of shitty because this is one of the nicer looking environments in the game. At least in this realm, or in this plane of reality, in the human world. It's one of the nicer ones. It's pretty picturesque. Kind of muted greens and blues. Now, inside this this building, there should be a Legion artifact. What the hell is that noise? Is that just because I'm in the Shadow Realm? I know it's in here somewhere. It should be up the stairs here, actually. If I'm remembering this right, it should be right behind me. It is not there. Can I not see these when I'm in the Shadow Realm? That's really gonna suck. Because I can't get my collecting done while I'm doing these stupid trials, if that's the case. Maybe I just need to give it one more look. Maybe I was in the wrong spot. Nope, shit. I can't collect any items while I'm in this dimension. Fuck me. I'm not even really in a different dimension. I just have sight into another dimension that overlaps with this one. That's stupid. Makes me dislike these trials even more. Because now I'm gonna have to backtrack through all this to collect stuff. There's one trial in here that I really, really dislike. And this one might be it. I wish you could skip that animation. You cannot skip that cutscene. Wrath of War. This is one of the ones that's not entirely great. In theory, it's just a tutorial for your Chaos form, which is fucking stupid because we've already gotten a tutorial for our Chaos form in the very beginning of the game. We start off with it completely filled up. That's nice, Chaos Eater leveled up. Before I go into this form, though, because it's not unlimited, soften the enemies up as always. And you can see it's 30 enemies that you have to kill. Which is just unnecessarily time-consuming. You have 5 minutes to do it, so it's not like it's challenging. Oh, new enemy type. Like the, kind of like the Gorgons from God of War. They do not petrify you, though. They might give you extra wrath or extra chaos form when you kill them, though, so I want to try to cut them down. Oh, hey. They use magic to pop these little demonic energy geysers up underneath you that hurt you. The nice thing about this trial is that your chaos form refills over time and when you attack. If you're lucky, you can do this in about 3 cycles, which looks like I'm going to be able to do. See, that was my second chaos form. I'm 22 out of 30. So we're on track to do that. Let me soften a few of these guys up and build some of my meter back up. Now we start getting the big guys. Usually it's not worth wasting your time on them. I'm just attacking them because it's an easy way to build my meter up without actually killing any of the weaker enemies. Let's see, there's you. Shit. There's not many enemies around. I'm about to run out. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, son of a bitch. There's so many who are on low health now. Yeah, this is going to take an extra cycle. That's not what I wanted. This still isn't a bad trial for the Drowned Pass. Doesn't matter if I killed some of the ones I've spent time softening up. Because there'll be plenty left over. Whoa! What the hell? I don't like that trial. I don't like a lot of these. You can kind of justify the ones in the choking ground, but the further you get into the game, the more you have to do these, the harder it is to justify, the more tedious they become. Although I think this is the last set of shadow trials we have to do. I don't think there's anything after the Drowned Pass. I might just be wiping that from memory, though. Man. I am kind of bummed that I can't get any of the items or the pickups around here. Alright, next one's right here, which I kind of accidentally stumbled upon. I didn't mean to get to that one. It's fine, though. So there's 2 left. I think this is the parry one, or not the parry one, the environmental kills one. No. Oh god, this is the one. This is my least favorite one. You had 6 undead skeleton warriors, which you have to keep alive for 5 minutes. Only one of them has to survive the entire duration. I think it said you get a bonus if all of, depending on how many you survive. Like, you get more souls if more skeletons survive. This one is just unbelievably boring. I think you'll get some of the exploding bomb enemies, but it's mostly just these. So, I don't even know what to say about this. Try to clear the first wave out. That way, your undead skeleton buddies will kind of come back. They'll kind of collapse back in on you when there's nothing else left to kill. And if you could keep them corralled like that, it's kind of easy to keep enemies off them with AoEs like this. You don't want them spread out across the entire room, though, because then it's hard to defend all of them. Oh, hey, look, it's a bomb enemy over there. Fuck this, I'm fast-forwarding. This is boring. Okay, Jake and Chris are accounted for. Where is Molly? Alright, you're all good and accounted for. You made it back home safely from the field trip. March your asses back to the school. We're good to go. I hate that one. Come to think of it, the next one that we have to do is not quite that bad, but I don't like that one either. Really, the only kind of acceptable trial in this whole thing, in the Drowned Pass, is the parry one. Because you only have to kill 5 enemies with a parry. The next one we have up is the final one. It's environmental kills, and I want to say we have to kill like 15 enemies with cars. Which, granted, it's not as bad as 5 minutes defending the loser skeletons who can't take a hit. But it's still pretty annoying. It's still pretty unfun. There should be a chest with an abyssal armor piece in the cove where we find this geyser with a shadow lurker. So hopefully the mask of truth or the lens of shadow, whatever it is, hopefully that effect dissipates once we complete the final trial and we don't have to return to the Stone Ancient before that effect goes away, because I don't want to have to at least come back here. If I can cut a little bit backtracking out by being efficient with my routing through these trials, that'd be nice. So again, like it always pays to soften the enemies up. We can pick a car up. The cars will continually respawn over the course of this trial. This one doesn't take that long. It's just Y15. You would kind of get the point after 5 or 10. But, whatever. No sense complaining now. We're in there. We start off with the really weak enemies, so at least you'll rack up most of your kills on these guys pretty quickly. There, you can see the shadow above me right now. There are a couple of bats flying around. There it is. It showed up. So we can throw it at the keys. It seems like when you throw the car, it explodes instantly, whereas if you try to melee with it, you get about 3 or 4 hits in before it explodes. I'm not sure if there's a big damage differential between meleeing and throwing the car. Yeah, okay, this isn't so painful. So, I'm just gonna take the damage and try to end this quickly. Whatever. I'm poisoned, I'm losing health. It's fine, everything is fine. The current situation that I am is utterly acceptable. He's vomiting shit at me. I forgot they could do that. So normally I'm not in so much of a rush to kill them that I let them vomit on me. That's fine. Oh, the cars do so little damage. This is why it's a good idea to soften enemies up. So you don't do what I'm doing now, which is spending all your time running around the room to grab newly spawned in cars. Holy shit, how did that not kill anyone? I got a rush of souls. Someone must have died from that, but the counter stayed at 10. There we go. I was trying to hit the weakened one. Oh, and now we have a shitty big guy. Can I just ignore him? We have we have plenty of smaller enemies spawning in, so I can ignore the bruiser back there. Fuck him, fuck him, fuck him, fuck him. Nope, 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 nope. Please don't destroy my car. That would be super rude of you. Oh, God, what do we have? Stop running. Oh, my God, he's backpedaling. Look at this bastard go. They run away from you. It's the worst. Okay, we're done. Okay. Our reward for doing all this busy work is just that we get to move on to the next area, which, granted, there is some cool-ass shit happening in the next area.
Can we do it again?
No, it was not entertaining, and we can't do it again, and I won't. Go away, Watcher. No one likes you. Everyone likes you. You're Mark Hamill. Oh, the Mask of Truth effect does not dissipate. No. Oh, no. You can see the outline of the treasure chest that I can't open up. Oh, luckily, I think this is the last time we have to do one of the Shadow Lurker trial rooms. I hope. I'm pretty sure. I'm mostly positive that this is the last one. Okay. Let's swim back to the Ancient. He'll take this shitty orange filter off our screen, let us pick some items up around here. Trying to make a mental note of where all the stuff is around here so we can just do this real quick. Ooh. I didn't realize you could do this dash swim while you're surface like this. Wasn't working before. I had to kind of dive just below the surface to do this a couple minutes ago. He poops out a little abyssal armor piece. Just poops out as he walks away. How nice of him. Alright, before we end the episode off, we have a couple of things that we have to grab. So I guess first things first, in the submerged, beat up house? I guess it might have been some kind of apartment. I don't know. Down here, this is where one of the Legion artifacts should have been that we could turn into Volcrum for 500 souls. Should be right here. Right, I was totally dead on the money. That's that. I'm pretty sure there's nothing else in the house that we can get yet. I do remember that there's something kind of tedious towards the end of the game, but that's a long, long ways from now. I think it's pretty much fine from here on out. It's pretty much just good dungeons and puzzles and cool environments and new characters and good stuff from here on out. We don't have anything too shitty left, like the choking grounds or the shadow trials, so we can hit that switch underwater. You can attack underwater, as you saw. That raises this floating platform up that lets us get across to a heart container. Yeah, so we're halfway to another bar of health. There is a Wrath Shard chest, or it might be another heart container that we can't actually reach yet. So we'll be back in the Drowned Pass much later in the game for that. Oh, we didn't get to see the electric eels underwater here that die in like one hit. But they are not really worth the time or effort. Let's see, there are a couple more caves. This cove was just for one of the shadow trials. Let's see, the waterfall I think is the next hidden item. But where was that again? There's also a couple underwater outlets to head to. Like this one. This is the one with the abyssal armor piece, I believe. Yeah. This one's real easy to miss, actually. Oh, now it's populated by Medusa heads and, not Medusa heads. I'm thinking Castlevania still. Grunts and Gorgons. Just giving all these names to everything as we go along. Oh, they can use their projectiles on me underwater. It's good to know. I'm shocked by how decent the swimming in this is. Alright, and we have one more artifact. This one is another soldier artifact, so that's 500 more souls. It's hidden behind the waterfall. There is always something behind the waterfall. That's gonna do it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one. Next time, we meet Ulthane.